Yuki and John's Patreon Bay.
Now,
Hello.
hello, we're back for Japanese cinema. Now, I have a
Yeah.
question: just a general Japanese cinema or Japanese horror movie?
Let's do general and then we'll get specific on another episode because there's so much to talk about. I am a huge
Right,
fan of Japanese cinema in general, including Japanese horror. So let's talk about
right.
an overview of Japanese cinema. Then we'll get specific with Japanese horror because you could do
Okay,
a whole hour, half hour on that. So, Japanese cinema in general, I'll tell you
right.
my,
Because
yeah,
yeah,
because what?
yeah. Because if you talking about the horror movie, that could be a whole another whole full episode. Yeah,
That's
too
what
much to talk.
too much. So let's do an overview of Japanese cinema. So I
Okay.
love Japanese cinema because to me, as
Mm-hmm.
a modern American, it's another universe, especially the black and white old Japanese movies. It's like going into a whole other universe. It's like not even tethered to my reality in any way, shape, or form, right?
What was the
And
first Japanese movie you encountered? Then you kind of
That's difficult to remember because I'm sure before film school I saw a bunch of Japanese things and I just didn't know what it was or I was like I wasn't discerning between the genres and stuff. But in
Mhm,
film school for certain, the movie that fucking blew my mind was Rashomon
mhm.
by Kurosawa.
So, so again, the Kurosawa movie first. Then
That
that's how you got into Japanese movie.
that
I
that
mean, you know the other Japanese director?
oh, I know a lot of other Japanese directors now, but at that time
Okay.
I saw Rashomon and then immediately was
Mhm.
like, I need to know every fucking thing about this guy. And I took a Kurosawa class. So then I got to see
Okay.
Seven Samurai. I got to see Throne of Blood,
Uh-huh.
which I fucking love. Throne of Blood might be my favorite
Right.
Kurosawa movie. The end of that movie with the arrows and shit. Um,
Right.
Ikaru, To
Ikiru,
Live.
yes.
Oh my God, I cried. I cried at the end of that movie.
Did,
When
did you see the remake, new one? UK movie last year?
no, they remade it. Oh, they can't remake it. It's the classic.
They did.
Is it good?
Not as it was good, but not as good as the original one.
The original
And
one's
then,
amazing.
yeah, I think 2 years ago, I'm sorry, then screenplay was nominated for Academy last year. But
Ah,
and then actor who played the guy, Bill Nighy, Bill
yeah,
Nighy, the British actor, he
right.
was nominated for, yeah, but
Oh, all right. I'll look into that because I do. I
yeah,
mean, but just the original was so powerful and like,
right, originally it's so powerful, yeah,
and it was so unlike any other Kurosawa movie I had seen up until that point because all the rest of them that I had watched until Ikaru was
right.
samurai and action. Um,
Have you seen High on the Law?
High and Low, I love, and they're remaking that now.
Right,
Some,
the Denzel and the Spike Lee.
yeah, Spike Lee is remaking
Hope,
it. Uh,
hope it's better than Magnificent Seven remake. I
yeah,
didn't like that.
I didn't like the Magnificent, but with High and Low, the way that Kurosawa stages that movie, it's like all master shots, especially in
You mean that living room? Yeah,
that living room is fucking the way that he directs that movie. It's like a play, but it's
right,
also
yeah.
it's completely cinematic in the way that he gives you the master shots. And oh my god, I
Uh-huh.
fucking and then the other one, Stray Dog.
Stray Dog. Yeah, that's like a Japanese film noir.
Yeah, where he that's the one where he loses his gun, right?
Right.
Yeah. Oh my god, Kurosawa. He is. Some people might say it's cliche to like him, and he's like, but he really is one of the greatest goddamn directors of all time. I mean, he just made so many masterpieces. Even
Right.
later, as he got into Ram or Cage Musha
Right.
and all this stuff, and like I'm still excited because I have a few Kurosawa movies I haven't seen. I haven't seen a lot of his later work, like Dreams or Derauza. I don't know if I'm saying
Right.
that correctly, but
The Russian movie Delus Uzara.
there you go. There
There's,
is a so apparently that movie is still great, and it's his last movie.
uh,
So he was doing
Right.
it right up until the bitter end.
Yeah. Towards the end, he couldn't even make the movie in Japan. So like around, money from France, Kagemusha, 20th Century Fox, and Francis Ford Coppola and George Lucas
Yeah,
helped to
yeah.
produce it.
I heard Lucas helped him with Cage Musha to get some of the funding into like, yeah,
Right,
that's
right.
nuts. Oh, and then of course, George Lucas, speaking of George Lucas, he owes a huge debt to Kurosawa for The Hidden Fortress, which is basically the story of Star
Star
Wars.
Wars, yeah.
You know, but with
Mm,
samurai. So there's
right,
so many people owe a debt of gratitude. Even I heard that John Ford. So Kurosawa loved John Ford movies,
right.
and
That's why his movie lots of horse and then dust. That's coming from John Ford Western. Yeah,
yeah, and then I heard also that John Ford was then influenced reverse by
yeah.
Kurosawa later when he started to see his work. So that's cool. It's kind of like when the Beatles and the
Right,
Beach Boys were influencing each other. You got fucking Kurosawa
right,
and John Ford on opposite sides
right,
of the world, kind of informing each other's work.
right.
So Yuki,
Yeah.
I'll get into some more things that I love, but what's your history with Japanese cinema? Because you grew up in Japan. So were you?
Right, but I grew up with John Ford Western first, and then didn't get into Kurosawa and the Japanese film until much later
Aha.
because the American film cinema was before Japanese cinema for me. But in a way, it's good because when I was watching and John Ford, then later when I saw Kurosawa, gee, this movie in Japanese movie, why it looks like American movie? Of course, Kurosawa like John Ford. So in order, I'm glad I went to that way. So just in order, John Ford Western, and then kind of Kurosawa. Then I
Yeah.
start watching other movie like Ozu, and then Masaki Kobayashi, and then other samurai movie, and then other Japanese movie. Yeah,
Well,
so
you mentioned my second favorite. In fact, he might be tied with Kurosawa for my favorite director from Japan
mhm.
is Kobayashi. The fucking Harry Carey or Seppuku.
Oh my God, yes, that's amazing.
Oh my, that's one of the greatest goddamn masterpieces that any fucking motherfucker ever did on this earth. It's so good. And I've watched it two or three times now, and I'm captivated every
Uh-huh.
time. Sometimes I'm watching a movie and I have to check my phone just because I'm like addicted to my cell phone. When I'm watching that movie, I do not touch my phone. I don't talk to anybody. I'm just captivated.
Oh,
And he also did Quiden, the
quite
ghost.
yeah, yeah, ghost story, yeah.
Oh my God,
Oh my God.
what a master. And he must have done, what else did he do?
Uh,
Let's
he
see.
did what was
Uh
that?
on IMDb it's all in Japanese, so I can't really tell you.
Oh. Yeah, but he made a bunch of good movies, and then
Yeah,
he was as good as Kurosawa, but not recognized as much as Kurosawa, unfortunately.
which is a shame. I guess just because Kurosawa made so many. I mean, even if
Uh-huh.
this guy is just judged on Quiden and Hirikiri, how do you say it? Harikari or Hirikiri?
Harakiri,
Harakiri
Harakiri,
or
yeah,
seppuku. Even if
Seppuku, yeah,
even just those two movies alone, you just stop working. I mean, you make that kind of
right.
work, you don't have to fucking prove yourself ever
And then
again.
and then that's when he tried. Oh my God, that's a bamboo fake knife. So it's so painful to watch.
Oh yeah, but
Right.
oh my god, yeah, that part with the fucking bamboo. Oh my god.
I mean,
Oh,
every time, yeah, right. I mean, every time I watch, I mean, I'm like holding my stomach because
oh, so good. And then so you mentioned Ozu. Now Ozu, I've seen maybe three or four, but there's so many movies by Ozu. And they're all
right,
so highly rated. They're all Criterion releases. Every single one of them basically has a four or higher on Letterboxd. I've seen Tokyo
Right.
Story for sure,
Oh, Tokyo Story, yeah.
which is really great. I just think it's a beautiful movie, honestly.
And then it's so amazing. Like unlike Kurosawa, it's entertaining, like action. The Oz story is just the everyday our life. You
Yes.
just get up, eat, go to work, come. I mean, just the ordinary life, but you don't get bored. I don't
No.
know what it is.
I've heard somebody say that Ozu is boring, and I completely disagree because sometimes the most dramatic things are the things that we live through that are small.
Right.
And he
I
focuses,
agree
like you
with
said.
you.
Yeah. And it's powerful
I mean,
cinema.
yeah, because those things, and yet I never get bored of this movie until even though nothing is happening, but it's something happening, and then a lot better, the 2 hour quicks a lot faster than watching Dune.
Which Dune? The new Dune or the David Lynch Dune?
New Dune,
New Dune. Yeah, that's I'm going to see it in the sooner than
part
later.
two.
Yeah, I'll see it. I thought the first one was good. I just don't remember anything about it.
Yeah.
But I heard that this one is going to be the big one, like the where the real story kicks in and it's going to be a spectacle. So I'm down with that.
We'll
Um,
see. We
we'll
talk
see.
when we.
Yeah, we'll talk when we. So, okay, with Ozu, do you have any recommendations? Because, like I said, I've seen 3 or 4 of his movies, and I remember Tokyo Story vividly. But the other ones are sort of similarly named. It's like late afternoon, early spring, late
Right.
autumn. So, which ones do you
There,
want?
there is his movie called Good Morning,
Good morning.
and then it's about the 2 boys.
Okay.
And then that's another interesting. I mean, again, 2 boys, just going around the neighbors, and it's just boys' ordinary everyday life. But you can relate it because when we were kid, we did what they doing it.
Right.
So
Yeah, you did.
that was another interesting his movie I recommend. Yeah, it's called Good Morning.
Okay, great. I'll check out Good Morning ASAP because I've been looking at his stuff on Criterion and I'm sort of afraid to dive in because there's so much and I just don't
Uh-huh.
want to choose the wrong one. You know what I mean? I want to choose the rest. So I'll do Good Morning based on your recommendation.
Right, and then there is even a silent movie called Dragnet Girl. It's
Dragnet
it's a,
Girl.
it's a crime movie.
Okay.
So it's very unusual for him. Usually he doesn't make, just home drama. But this one, it's not action movie, but it is crime movie.
Crime. Okay.
And yeah, so it's interesting to see though, and then especially this is a silent movie. So yeah, and then this
Sounds
some kind of I think this police woman, she fell in love with a criminal or something, and then I can't exactly remember. It was a long time ago, but
sounds fine. Yeah,
interesting.
I'm down. I would
Yeah.
love to watch some silent Japanese movies because Liz Shack likes silent movies, and I started to get into them because she
Mm.
showed me a few great ones. And I would like to see what Japan was doing at that time in the late 20s and early
Right.
30s.
Well, that time there's a talker sit next to screen, and then while movies going on, they talk.
You're
They
kidding. In
pretend.
Japan, they would talk.
Yeah.
Because I know in America they had the
Yeah.
accompaniments with music, and then they would have a talker.
Yeah, talker. Yeah, that's called. Yeah, they just sit next to screen. Then they pretend the character. So one person play many different character with
Holy
different voice.
that sounds great. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, they
So
still have.
they still
So
have it?
maybe.
Oh,
Oh yeah, they still have it.
that's awesome. I would love to go see a talker.
Or maybe we go see it when you're in Tokyo. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Okay, another movie I want to bring up because I love this movie so much, and I've now watched it 3 times. Woman in the Dunes.
Oh, Teshigawara. Yes, that's another. those.
Surreal.
Well, he's supposed to be one of the you know. Okay, the French New Wave.
Yeah.
He's the one of the Japanese New Wave director.
Okay.
So bunch of his group, makes that type of. So the Woman of the Dune. That was I think his most well received his movie. I think. Yeah.
Apparently he did other movies that are on the Criterion collection, like Pigs and Battleships. I don't know if that's the
Right.
Japanese title or The Face of
Japanese.
Another.
Yeah. Yeah. Face of Another. Yes.
I haven't seen Face of Another, but I want to see it. By the time this comes out, it'll probably be over. But at Film Forum in New York City, they're doing a Japanese film festival the first 2 weeks in March 2024, and they're showing
They're showing horror
they're
Japanese movie,
they're
right?
showing horror and some other horror adjacent like Face of Another and so it's I'm fucking so pissed because I'm probably gonna be gone most of the time. So, but yeah,
Oh.
they're showing Onibaba, they're showing Kiroku.
Why? Where you?
Joe Bob. We're
Yeah.
gonna go shoot Joe Bob.
Wait a minute. Where are you going?
Joe Bob. We're gonna go shoot Joe Bob.
Wait a minute. In March?
Yeah, we're doing a week in March.
Oh, but we're shooting in May too, right?
Yeah. I'm also shooting May. Yeah.
So how many episodes are you doing in March?
I don't know actually. I don't know any information. So,
Oh, as usual. Okay, am I going in May? Oh, Austin says I am.
There you go. So then you
Maybe,
are. Yeah.
I don't know because I'm working less and less every season.
Yeah, but you're also in Japan for 6 months. 6 fucking
Okay,
months.
4 months.
4 months. You've been in Japan since
4 months.
November.
Well, end of November. So.
Anyway, back to Japanese cinema. So here's another guy that I really like. Oh, anyway, to finish up with Women in the Dunes, I think anybody who hasn't seen Woman in the Dunes, go see it. It's really surreal. It's really interesting. It's fucking like
it's really, yes.
It's experimental, but it's also got a great story, and the imagery is just beautiful. Everything's covered in sand, and the sand kind of becomes a character. It's fucking so good.
Right.
Okay, another guy. I don't know if you know this guy, and I don't know if I'm saying his name right. Seijun Suzuki. You know him?
Oh, Suzuki Seijun. Yeah, Seijun Suzuki.
Yes. So he did some cool ass fucking cool. And when I say cool, I mean it's really cool as far as like just cool characters and slick is Branded to Kill and Tokyo Drifter.
Tokyo Drifters, yes.
He's cool.
I just saw his last 3 movies. Tsugoineru Waizen, and then the Kagero the Mirage, and the Yumeji.
You just watched?
I just saw all the 3. Yeah.
Oh, you're kidding? Are they good? I haven't seen those. Are they like? Because I know
I like his earlier work is better, like Tokyo Drifters. It's sort of Japanese noir type of movie.
Yes.
But towards the end, he went to kind of female story.
Aha. Really? So
especially
he focused on female stories.
Right.
Wow.
But the 1980, 43 years ago, he made a movie called Tsugoineru Waizen about this, the music, and then this 2 guys, and then their wives, and then that was an interesting movie. It's not my favorite, but maybe you may like it.
Yeah, I mean, look, if he was still making good stuff, stuff up to the end, that's great.
Yes,
I'm loving this. So there's another thing I want to ask you, but let me ask you before we move forward, because most of the ones that I'm looking at or love or whatever, are there any female Japanese directors that you know or can recommend? or is it just like a male dominated situation?
Oh, yes. Kinuyo Tanaka.
Okay, what did she do?
She was an actress, actually, but she's like Ida Lupino. She was a
Oh,
director. She was an actress. And then I would say she is a Japanese Ida Lupino. Yeah.
the Japanese Ida Lupino. Now I love that because Liz Shack has been reading a biography on Ida Lupino and giving me all the
Uh-huh.
information. We actually watched the
Uh-huh.
Ida Lupino movie the other night, but also she directed The Hitchhiker and was a female
Right.
director back in the 50s, and it's fucking that's a good movie. So I was interested to see. So good. I'll write that down so I can sort of check
Yeah.
that out because it does
So,
seem like a male dominated situation over in Japan, right?
right. But yeah, Tanaka Kinuyo, she was a good director. Yeah.
Well, okay, great. I'm
Yeah.
gonna check her out. All right, so here's one. I don't know if you've seen this. I saw it on the Criterion channel, and it's very titillating. It's called In the Realm of the Senses. Did you see this one?
What's Japanese?
Yeah, it's directed by a guy called Nagisa
Oshima.
Oshima. That's it.
Oshima. Yes. Oh, he's the one made the Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence.
Yes, with David Bowie.
Right.
Yeah.
And then this one was what? The woman cut the guy's penis?
Yeah. So yeah, In the Realm of the Senses is a very erotic, titillating film. There's a lot you could see penises, you could see vaginas. I think there's even
Right.
fucking hardcore penetration in there.
Yeah.
And
So
yeah,
but it's not the porno movie, it's
No.
an art movie.
it's an art house cinema movie.
Art house cinema, yes.
And the reason I
So-
watched it is because I didn't know that it was as racy as it was. I just was like, oh, I'm looking for a Japanese movie. And that
Uh-huh.
month it was recommended on Criterion as like one of the
Uh-huh.
favorites or whatever. So I
Right.
watched it and I was like blown away. I was like, holy shit, that's a penis. Holy shit, that's a vagina. This is like crazy. What the fuck is going on? And it's actually a really cool story, and it's not a bad movie.
Uh-huh.
So
Right. Yeah. But that was unusual though, because until he made it, the subject is always, it's a porno movie. They don't see it as an art movie
right.
until Nagisa Oshima. So he made it. So, can't be a porno movie, has to be art movie. So it was really a controversial movie he made that time. Yeah.
Right. And of course, there's been a lot, not a lot, but there's been movies that have snuck through with penetration or genitals and all that stuff that aren't porn. They're movies. They're cinema.
Right.
So sometimes you have to put that aside and just, put your dirty
Right.
mind aside. You don't always have to masturbate when you see a penis or a vagina on screen.
Yeah. Right. Right.
I'm going to talk about real quick with you, Ishiro Honda. Ishiro Honda. Is that how you say it?
What?
Ishiro Honda, the fucking guy who directed
Honda Inoshiro. Yeah, the Godzilla guy. Yeah, right?
Yes. So that guy, what a fucking genius. I mean, the guy created basically the greatest kaiju of all time in
Right.
Godzilla.
And then that time, Japanese movie, they didn't have money. So it's very creative miniature or Godzilla suits and then, hanging wire. I mean, it's really, in a way, it's like a high school set, but it is very creative. So yeah,
it's really
like
creative.
It's like old Star Trek set.
And the first Godzilla, there's great cross cutting between the sets that they built, the man in suit,
Right.
and then footage of people running practical, and it's just really well put together. So it's in fact it's seamless.
Right.
And that spawned fucking what? How many Godzilla's movies are there now? Is there something like 70?
No, I think almost 30.
30.
Then, about the 10 years ago, I think they stopped. No, we don't make a Godzilla. No, I'm sorry. until 1997, 20 some years, they made about the 20 some Godzilla movie. Then, oh, we're not making Godzilla anymore. Then remake Godzilla 1997, that bad one. Roland Emmerich made
Yeah,
like a lizard look Godzilla. Didn't even look like a monster, right?
I know.
Then Toho says, that's bad. Well, we better make it. So they kind of start making it. Then that was what, 2015. They made Hollywood made the first real Godzilla movie after 1997 one. So then that's Hollywood version started. Then Toho kind of, well, if they're doing it, we better go back to make it.
Yep.
So they start kind of making it. Then finally, new one, Godzilla -1 was actually, this was better than Shin Godzilla.
So I haven't seen Shin Godzilla. That's on my list. But the new Godzilla is so fucking good. Right. There's no hyperbole when people say how good it is. It really is that goddamn good. It's like there were parts that reminded me of Jaws. There were parts that reminded me of like the greatest war movies. It was just all kinds of things that came together. And I can't believe that in a Godzilla movie, have they done kamikaze pilots before? Or is that the first time they ever did that?
No, I think the reason this movie was better than other, instead of just they made a Godzilla movie, they kind of went to original concept. And then setting is after World War II, they lost. So, it's a kind of Godzilla show up, middle of defeated by, the war. And then just before Japanese economy rise. And then again, Godzilla, and then nuclear bomb. And it's kind of start, hey, maybe, soon after World War II defeat is the best time to do the story. So they brought the kamikaze pilot character, and then kind of, I think that's why the reason they re-showed with black and white was maybe some corporate guys says, wait a minute, it's better black and white than color because time is, that time, early, well, and then before Japanese, economy rise. So let's go back to original time.
I saw both versions. I love the black and white. I thought it was fucking beautiful.
Oh, I want to see it then, I saw the color.
All right, let's talk about a few more. We got like maybe 10 so minutes left. Here's a movie. We'll delve into a little bit of horror, but we're going to do a big horror overview of Japanese. But here's a movie that is insane. I mean, that's the only way I could describe this movie, is insane. And the American title is House, but the Japanese title is Hausu. H-A-U-S-U. What a fucking psychedelic LSD infused movie.
Obayashi Nobuhiko did that.
Yes.
And then originally he was the commercial director.
Oh.
So his kind of vision is different. And then I think this was very, very first his feature film. And then idea came from his daughter.
Really?
Yeah. And then, she was talking to father, says, hey, Dad, what if this house start lives? So he got that idea. So he kind of wrote the story. And then when he was making it, the daughter, she was kind of a consultant and she was on set every day. So it's really kids movie and he made it that way. So I think without this kid, there won't be any house.
That's fucking awesome. That's like similarly with Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. John Lennon wrote that song because his young boy came in with a picture and it was a little girl in the sky with diamonds surrounding. He goes, what's this? He said, oh, that's Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. People think it's LSD. No, it's because of the kid's picture. So that's really cool.
Oh,
When kids influence their parents' art,
right.
I think that's really fun.
So it's fun, yeah. Sometimes and then it's really real vision through kids' eyes.
Yeah.
So
I can now,
yeah,
you know what? When I rewatch Houseu, I'm gonna watch it again in terms of like what it's like to be a kid experience that movie because it is child logic.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only kids can think about that way, I think. Yeah.
That's so fucking cool. Have you ever seen a movie called Tetsuo?
Tetsuo, yes, what's his name?
The director
I think, uh, uh,
Shinya
yeah,
Yeah,
Tsukamoto.
that's
Tsukamoto.
it. That's it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And then didn't we the movie, the job of?
Yeah, we did it on the last drive-in. It
Yeah.
that movie is so fucking weird looking. I mean, and the way that they did all the machinery and shit, it was really
Right.
it's so cool the way that they did. That's crazy
The,
production design, art
have
direction.
you seen his movie called The Snake of the June?
No, you know what? Rocco, who worked on the last drive-in, recommended that movie to me, and I still have it on my list. So, is that a good one?
That's interesting, good one. Then actually, I tried to make it in the U.S. So the friend of mine, we talked to Tsukamoto, and then we hire even attorney, and then script was translated. We did the casting, and then last minute didn't happen.
Oh shit! So
Yeah,
you tried to remake Snake of June?
yes,
Damn,
but
that's crazy.
yeah, it's crazy, and then we lost the finance, and then the other problem was Shinya Tsukamoto. He wanted to hire Monica Bellucci,
Hmm.
but we said no. She's too old for the character. But he didn't listen. He goes, well, if we don't hire Monica Bellucci, I don't want to remake it.
Holy shit! Well,
So
she's a good actress, though. I mean, you could have
yeah, but
compromised.
she's really old for the character. But he personally, he just personal ego. He wanted her, and then meantime, we back and forth. No, she's too old. He goes, no, I want her. Why are we doing that kind of bullshit? We lost the finance. So
Oh,
the time was really either now or better. While we're spending stupid discussion about the casting her or not, we lost the finance because of the time was gone. So see, that's the difference between business and the artist.
that's right. So we only got a few minutes left, Yuki. There's so much still to talk about. So we'll do more episodes.
Right.
Obviously, we'll do horror. I mean, anime, right? Japanese anime is like
Oh,
fucking.
Japanese anime too, yeah.
There's
Well,
so
we have to
much.
do that. Japanese cinema, then the horror movie, animation, or maybe general Japanese cinema part two. We
Yeah,
have to do like 3, 4 more times.
we do. So, in order to wrap this episode up, do you have any suggestions for Japanese cinema that I've either overlooked or because we're gonna do, like we said, more of these, but anything off the top of your head that you could suggest to me and the audience that we should look out for?
Yes, again, I recommend The Snake of June by Shinya Tsukamoto.
Great.
And then number two, have you heard the name Kenji Mizoguchi?
It sounds familiar, but what did they make?
Yes, he is another, I say, great director. He can make the movies that Kurosawa can never make. Kurosawa is like a entertainment type. But this guy, if his movie is all about the female, nobody makes better movie than him about the female. It's about erotic, like organic and then sexual. It's a different way, but his female character is just so Japanese female. So that's Kenji Mizoguchi. And then also the other Japanese director named Yasuzo Masubuchi. And then
Okay.
he's really overlooked. And then actually, I say he may be better than Kurosawa because he was assistant director of Fellini and the Visconti.
Oh shit! You're kidding.
Yeah, he was an exchange student. So government sent Italy to study the cinema.
Wow.
So it's government exchange culture program. So he was picked. He went to Italy, and then he was assistant director for Fellini and the Visconti. And then he came back, and he started making a Japanese movie. So his movie is so artistic at the same time entertaining. So he is kind of a combination of Mizoguchi and then Kurosawa. That's why he's very unique. Yasuzoma, Masubuchi Yasuzo, yes. And the he the movie, War movie, and then his movie called The Red Angel. And then the Japanese nurse went to China during World War II. She sleep with the soldiers. Because not of she's a whore, because of soldier needs their needs, right?
Sure, she's doing a service.
Exactly, as a nurse. Because she was treating wounded soldiers, but then she understands what they need.
Amazing.
So that was interesting.
Thank you. Perfect recommendations. I'm going to look all that stuff up. Anything before we depart, Yuki? Anything else? That was Japanese cinema. We're going to obviously do follow-ups. Anything else?
The Scorsese made the Japanese remake
Silence.
called Silence.
Silence.
The original movie was the Japanese movie Silence, and Mako was in it.
Oh, Mako, your mentor.
Yes, and then he kind of produced it. He lost the money. That's what
I like Scorsese's version, so I'll look up this Japanese version for sure with Mako.
Well, you have to see original one. Then original you have to see original because I mean Scorsese so cannot be that bad, but if you see original, you know how original was good.
How good it can be.
Right, just like a Ikiru remake. Living was good, but couldn't be as good as the original. Same thing. The Silence, directed by Scorsese, it was good, but if you see original, now you kind of see difference. Like okay, this Japanese movie and then remake by American director. There is some part you can never translate it. And then there is nothing you can do about it.
Right.
By anybody, by God or Shakespeare or Michelangelo or Da Vinci. Some translation can never be done right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Yuki. Thank you for your suggestions. Thank you for your time. This was amazing. Thank you to the audience for supporting us and our patrons. Yes. And we'll talk to you next time at the buffet.
Yeah, thank you. Next time. I talk to you soon.
All right, talk to you later, Yuki.
Yuki and John's Patreon buffet.